guys, welcome to Star Darbar, and I hope that you are doing fantastic and fantabulous. Tonight is really special because you know that Star Darbar and Raagiini, it's kind of mixes up with lots of celebrities, personalities from our neighborhood or maybe far away. Well, we are lucky, or I can say that I am lucky because after COVID, it really gave us these chances to meet stars all over the planet. And tonight, exactly that is going to happen because, well, before anything, I just want to ask you guys, do you want to fly? No, no, not in airplane though. But how do you feel that you have your own wings and you can just fly like a bird? I know you are thinking that Raagiini just went crazy right now. No, I am not. So the person we introduced already is right here with me to share his journey, that how he fly and also he's flying and what is the future of flying. And of course, he has won the Guinness World Record. And let's welcome Alexandru Duru in Star Darbar. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hi, Raagiini. I'm Alexandru. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, by seeing you, I feel like flying. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Yes. So I've been working on this project of mine where you go on to a series of an array of motors and propellers, and you can just fly on it like a magic carpet. So
Wow.
it's been quite a journey up to this moment. But yeah, sometimes there were challenges. Sometimes there were moments like there were some crashes, and but sometimes things went well. It was full of adventures, let's just say.
All right, we're gonna go a little. Actually, we are going to rewind ourselves a little because
Okay.
I want. Yes, because I want my viewers to know you more, to know you better. So we will start from the flashback. That how was your childhood and how you started.
So I was actually born in Romania, and it was under the communist regime because Romania was under the influence of Russia pretty much, and you couldn't really leave the country at that moment. So you were, yeah, you were like locked in. But I was lucky that my grandparents had some land, and let's say I think we had a pretty good life anyways there. But the wall came down, and my parents decided to actually move to Morocco at that moment. My parents are engineers. My father was specialized in electronics, and my mom was a chemist.
Wow. Okay. So you really got it from childhood, right? To make something by yourself or do something. So, well, I can say like this, that your interest for any instrument or the things you are making, I can understand that you are truly a lunatic fan of science. So, uh, how is that game, or I can say that how is that genre, and how much you love science?
Well, I was introduced to these little electronic parts, these magic transistors and little toys from a early age. My father always had a little lab in the house, and he taught me these little things from really early. And that's basically pretty much how I started it. I started to to get curious about these things, and I started to learn from really early. So even if we changed countries, we continued pretty much in the same ways, and slowly I got better and better at these things, and I decided to pursue an education in science and engineering.
Mhm.
So yes, I suppose a big part of it is thanks to my parents that opened my eyes to these things, and they guided me, or they just shared with me their interests, and it allowed me to continue in that direction, to probably go a little further.
Have you, like, when you first started handling machinery, so have you ever thought that you are going to win the Guinness World Record?
Well, actually, this Guinness World Record was an idea of a friend of mine who said that, hey, we should create a new kind of challenge where we will use this machine to do something that was never done before. Because before my world record, this didn't even exist as a world record. It wasn't really, yeah, it didn't exist. So we decided, hey, okay, we'll do that, and we'll try to set the bar for flying on hoverboard.
So why hoverboards? Why not anything else?
Uh, so the reason that hoverboards are interesting is it's because it's an extension of your body. It's you control it with your feet and your body. It's something in between a sport and having the skills of a pilot. So it was something different, something new, and like many people, we all are interested in being able to fly like a bird, or just in a more natural manner. Like you said it very well at the beginning. Yes, I know very well that airplanes can help you fly, and this has been okay. This is known for some time, let's just say. But having been able to just extend your capabilities with a machine that is so minimal and so transparent, it's something different. And even though it can be dangerous sometimes, I think there is a lot of interest from young people into this, and it can evolve into an extreme sport, like I don't know, like we saw I don't know, kite surfing or foil kite surfing, all of these things. There's a bunch of new sports that are coming in along, and I think this could be one of them too.
Well, when I saw you, I felt that you are more like a Superman or a Batman, and I'm just looking at some clips from a movie, and which I felt that, wow, look at that. I mean, I was pretty excited to see that a human is, I mean, I can say that a flying human, right? So it's kind of like, I really felt that this is really amazing. But even before the hoverboards, you did something else with the opera house and 3D imaging. So if you can say a little about that.
Yes, before going on that journey, I worked on 3D graphics and 3D special effects, and my career took me towards making on-stage special effects for the opera. I worked also with the Cirque du Soleil before, so I was making some kind of little magic things come to life with cameras and projectors, or cameras and screens. So you would, I don't know, you would go in front of some shop and you would move your hands around, and you'll be able to see something happening on the storefront. And yeah, then I kind of moved more towards these on-stage performances where, yeah, you would have actors or people from Cirque du Soleil or in the opera, where they would move around, and there would be an interactivity in between the imaginary world, the computer graphics world, and the actual world where you would have the singers. So I would be able to play with that and to make them blend one into the another, to make people not realize what is real or what is not anymore using special effects. I was always interested into graphics and display systems as well. So, and I still am, actually.
So for this extraordinary graphics, what are the skill sets that you should have?
Well, to be honest, I can't take credit for everything, please. I was working there with very talented teams that were working more on the artistic side, and I was providing engineering solutions and programming of these systems. And sometimes I would also go a little further as to show them some techniques. It was called perspectival anamorphosis, where you can fool the perspective. You can actually in perspectival anamorphosis, you would make something look different. It would make something look that has a different shape in comparison to what it actually has. And if you, the trick that I used there was that if you would actually do that as a video in real time, or you would be able to trick the brain even further, and sometimes you would get the illusion that the things are more detailed than they actually really are, just thanks to projections. So these are some things, but I worked on other projects at some point that didn't make it all the way into stages. Like at some point I worked on a project where you would cancel the shadows on objects, and that would make them disappear, kind of. So you would be able to say you have a uniform background and you would have an object of like, I don't know, a balloon in front of it. If you use your projectors carefully, you would be able to make this object have exactly the same color as the background. And if you do that really well, your eyes won't be able to distinguish it from the background. So that was some other things I was working on. Like, honestly, I worked on lots of interesting things, but not all of them made them into projects that have real world applications. But I guess it's this direction, this way of thinking that I had, where I would do things even if I don't know exactly what their application would be. That's probably what took me into making bigger and bigger projects, and that took me into the direction of taking more risks without having this certitude that, okay, this is gonna serve a certain purpose, or it's just mostly out of curiosity that I explored all of these ideas.
Well, I can say one thing, that as you described yourself, I feel like that it's more like the Avatar film is going on or something like that, because like lots of graphics and different aspects are there in those films, which we as a common person, when we see, it's really amazing, but the way it's shot or it's done. So all those movies, oh my God, really, that's an incredible thing. And I'm really happy to see you tonight because this is a great conversation going between us right now, because I feel that whoever is watching us, a lot of kids are out there also who really watches Star Darbar, and they are actually listening to you that these are the carriers they can really mold their path in. And I think that that's really, really great because these things are so amazing. And when you were hearing from the pro that how you can really take it, I mean, this is really amazing, Alex. I mean, wow, wow. Great. Great to hear all these things. So now we are coming to a point where you achieved the Guinness World Record, of course. But what was the major challenges? Because like it is not that you are categorized or you have a wing from your birth or childhood. So to make it work, like how many days failure give you the grand success to get Guinness World Record?
Well, I can tell you it took probably 1.5 to 2 years to actually get there. It was more challenging back then in comparison to how it would be to someone that would try right now, because for example, the propellers, they were not readily available. They used to have some propellers, but definitely not big enough or not powerful enough for what was needed. And I actually went into building my own propellers using computer like CAD software and CNCs, and I got into this say, I don't know, like manufacturing propellers in my garage. So these things were kind of challenging. It's a lot of work when sometimes you see that you can buy something online and it already works. You have to know that there is actually someone that spent a lot of time to make it work that well. So that was one of the challenges. Actually, what enabled me to do this was an improvement in motors. So the motors improved slowly, but at some point, probably 10 years ago, there was a big leap. That leap was due to the availability of stronger magnets made of rare earth materials. So this is what actually allowed, say, this increase of power. You would be able to have much more powerful motors for a very lightweight. This is what actually enabled, well, probably lots of other vehicles like these electric scooters. They also use that, or the small hoverboards that they also call them hoverboards, the ones with 2 wheels for some reason. So all of these uses these new type of motors. And you know, putting all of these together, yes, of course, it was challenging. Sometimes there were little crashes. Sometimes things used to work. Luckily, no one was hurt in all of these adventures.
Trial and error. Trial and error process. Okay,
yes.
All right. Okay.
I got a little scratch on my finger, actually. You can still probably see it right here. I don't know if it's visible, but there's a little scratch here. This one. That's due to one of the propellers trying to cut my finger, but, you know, didn't happen. So, yeah, anyways, it went, it didn't go smoothly, but being really passionate about it and really, yeah, trying any solution, while keeping in mind that there are some it's not that everything is possible. You still have to be realistic about your goals. I'm not saying, oh, if you just believe in it, you're going to be able to make it. No, it's important to have a realistic and a realistic view of the world, and a realistic understanding of say the grand scheme of things. It's important to be able to take a step back and understand that, okay, well, I can achieve this in this manner. These are going to be the constraints. So, for example, one of the constraints that I still think is holding this back is the fact that batteries are not that highly energy dense. They don't have a high enough energy density to be able to turn this into a viable vehicle for now, for example. But you have to understand these things, and you have to understand well what you can improve and what are fundamental physical limitations to be able to move forward. That's pretty much maybe my message to your audience. It's not just, I know everyone would expect me to say, oh, if you really believe really hard in your dreams, you're going to be able to make. Look, no, sadly, as a scientist, I can tell you there are some physical laws that you can't break. So you can go really hard and believe in your dreams, but keep in mind that you will have to work with the tools that are available, and within the restrictions that the universe sets on us, basically.
Yeah, true. You know, there is a saying, it's called that failure is the path to success. How much do you believe in it? And when you were trying it and there were lots of challenges, who were there beside you to motivate you that, all right, let's go back again?
So I think if you look a little bit at what I said before, it's not like I totally agree with this saying. There are some ideas that are really bad that even if you try really hard, you will still not be able to make them work. But it has a part of truth, of course. Now, when things didn't go so well, of course, my father was mostly pushing for me to continue, and my mom was the one that was actually more scared of that, and she didn't want me. But then I had some friends that were also very much into it, and they were actually documenting the project, and yeah, and it turned up into something that helped me like travel the whole planet overall. I went to Japan and to lots of all the continents basically with it, and yeah, it's been quite the journey.
Well, now, like after listening to you, one thing is I'm really thinking to ask you that, you know, a lot of time we get so much attention after we get some award, and then it's really hard for us to hold on to our true self and go forward with it. So how is that thing with you? Because after you have won Guinness World Record, I know that the life is not same anymore. So it's like you have started getting calls, or maybe you have signed up with different projects. So how you see yourself, like before the Guinness World Record and after the Guinness World Record?
Well, for sure, it opened lots of doors and other opportunities. One of the thing is that even like the contract I'm working on right now at Polytechnique here would have probably not happened if they didn't, because it helps people trust you more when they see that you actually manage to be successful in something, and that it demonstrates that you have some kind of sorry, relentlessness in your attitude, and that shows that they know that if they get someone like that on your team, and that you can apply the same vision to their project, they know that this is what it takes. Sometimes things are rarely just easy, where you're like, you just do your job, and then it's gonna work. No, sometimes you gotta do more than what you're expected to make some things happen. And I think this is definitely something that it helped with, but it also on an other side, it also made me think about where you put your energy. That you have to be realistic with your expectations, because I was probably expecting a little more than what happened. I've had there are some walls that I hit in Canada, for example, where I was supposed to do more events, and the government said, "Hey, look, you can't really do that. You need to register your aircraft, and we need to look into it." And in the end, they just stalled my application, and it took like it takes forever. They're still actually evaluating if I could do some kind of a flight for another TV show that was supposed to do last fall, and they still didn't give me the reply yet. So sometimes you have some things like that that are outside of your control, and change sometimes is very difficult. This is what happened to me in Canada, and I think it's something that would happen in other countries too. So, well, it's an adventure, and you got to be ready for it. Now, if the life was really that different, I don't know if it was really that much different before and after. I understand it's easy to kind of change, to understand that, hey, the internet wants me to go higher and to do more spectacular things, but I know that all of these things are just going to be more dangerous. So somehow you have to, I guess, not fall too much into that, because I mean, especially if I think you should be very careful and not go on and take too many risks just because, oh, it's going to make you more famous. And keep in mind also that this thing of internet fame, it can come and it can also go. Also, for me, it was lots of peaks that were very high and like many videos online, and then some periods where things were more calm, and then they would forget about it, and then they would see it again. People would again be very interested into it. So it's not worth it to take too many risks. That's my view right now. I think that there's ways to continue the development of these vehicles, but with risk management in mind.
Alex, with this hoverboard, I believe that you were really traveling near and far. So what are the places that you have touched still, or you want to touch?
Oh, so I've had a small team that helped me put this together, and we've traveled in lots of places. One of the first times we traveled abroad was in Spain, but then it didn't stop. So I've been in Spain, in Italy, in France. I've been in Bolivia once with some American team. We've been in Brazil. We've been at the Carnival in Rio. We've been in Japan. We've been in Riyadh and in the Emirates in general. We've been to Dubai and to and in Saudi Arabia. So it's something that took me all over the world, and it was full of adventures, sometimes a little bit risky, but I think it was worth it.
Okay. So, hey guys, I know that you are watching Star Darbar from all around the world. And I think that some of the places might, I don't know, but maybe you have seen him. Hey guys, I know that you guys are having fun, but you know what? The time is finished. Yes, of course. Hey, look at look right now. Okay. It's not like we really cannot be here anymore because I think that it's better that if I can come back with him next week. What do you say? I think that, Alex, I think that we have to come back again next week with you because I know that there are lots of things to share and we want to talk a lot. So please say a few words to my viewers before you go for tonight.
All right. Well, then see you next week. I guess I'll try to come up with some new projects in 1 week. It's a little short, but I'll try. I'll do my best.
Oh, thank you so much. So guys, I'm going to see you again next week and love you all and stay blessed. And yes, have fun. See you again next week, same time, same day. Until then, good night.